when you're ready, Jules.
Okay. So I think there's great debate about whether Shackleton was a good or a bad leader. And I think some people tend to think that the fact that he even thought this was a viable expedition to go onto was hugely risky and very dangerous to the people that went on it with him. What we've kind of said in our presentation is that we believe that Shackleton, even though it was quite an outrageous idea, from the moment that he posted that advert in the newspaper, he made it very clear to the people who could apply for this, that it would be a dangerous mission and that there was the possibility of them not coming back. So obviously there are different sides on whether he was a good or a bad leader. As you can see on the slides, we've done a small table on the good points and the bad points. And currently the good points tend to outweigh the bad points. So under the reason that we thought he could be a great leader and he owned qualities of a great leader was firstly that the fact that he was very flexible. As soon as they were on the expedition, any challenges that they faced, he was able to adapt to, and he was constantly reinventing new team goals to keep the crew driven. He created high team spirit and morale by putting emphasis on daily duties. They played soccer. They had evenings where they would all sit and listen to music and have social time together. And this was a good way to keep the team focused and motivated to carry on. We also said that he led decisively and took charge of the situation. Instead of sitting back and thinking things over and over, he thought proactively because he was in a crisis and the decisions needed to be made urgently. And we also said he was an optimistic leader. I think he was optimistic from the start when he thought that this was a good idea to go on this big journey. But even while they were there, he set high goals. He was adamant to achieve this goal until it really got to the last point where they knew that they wouldn't be able to achieve it. And then we said the last good thing, which I think is one of the most important, was the fact that he communicated frequently. He always told the crew what would happen. He had a plan set out and people knew exactly what the procedures would be. On the bad side, of course, to start off with, this was a really dangerous journey, and a lot of people argue that the fact that because he took these people on this journey was a really bad decision in terms of being a leader. He was arguably unrealistic in a lot of the times and thought that things would happen when realistically there was no chance of them happening. He was also fairly unprepared to go on such a dangerous expedition where you'd need people with high skills. The way that he recruited people was through a newspaper article, and this really wouldn't usually be the way that you'd go about recruiting someone to go on such a dangerous journey. And it also states in the story that he chose the people based on their personality rather than their skill, which could be beneficial at times, but at other times put them in great danger, I think. And then we also said that he had minimal backup plans. When they got stuck on the ice, I don't think he thought this journey through well enough. Then you'll see on the next slide, we've done a short comparison to the Titanic, both being ships, and we found a comparison that has three main points on what could be elements of a good example of leadership. And I think this could be a reason that the Titanic sunk, and it could also be the reason that Shackleton got to save all his men. So the first point was clarity, something that the Titanic didn't have. I think a lot of the people were confused about what was happening. They didn't know the emergency procedures, so it was difficult to get everyone going. Whereas with Shackleton, right from the start, he told his crew exactly what would be happening. They knew it would be dangerous. They knew that this was the first time he'd done this. So clarity he had as one of his skills. We said unity is the second one. I think Shackleton put massive emphasis on unity within his crew, and they did everything as a team. Whether it was playing football, whether it was cleaning the boat, whatever it was, they did it as a team. Whereas with the Titanic, unity wasn't a factor. I think it says in the story, of course, in the movie you'll see that they battled to get people onto all the lifeboats. Everyone was just all over the show, which I think led to great disaster of the Titanic. Thirdly, was agility. Yeah, something that also Shackleton definitely had and was not an element on for the Titanic story. So in conclusion, what we said was, there's a quote here that says by a novelist called David Foster Wallace, and it says, real leaders are people who help us overcome the limitations of our own individual laziness and selfishness and weakness and fear, and to get us to do better, harder things than when we get to than we do ourselves on our own. And I think that's certainly something that Shackleton did. He really, I think, had, as they were in the crisis, he really had the welfare of his men at heart, and he did what he could to get them all home safely, despite it taking quite a while. Yeah, we said from the start he promoted clarity by stating that this would be a dangerous adventure. He encouraged unity and kept spirits high by implementing all the various activities as mentioned. And we said that we believe each leader's experience is unique, so it's difficult to base it on a certain structure and say this is a good or a bad leader, because every situation is different. And we said we think one of the most crucial aspects of a great leader should be flexibility and being able to quickly adapt to changing circumstances, as Shackleton did. Yeah, and we said the fact that he got his men home safe, despite the numerous crises that they faced, shows his good leadership skills, and he was able to manage his crew efficiently. So that's the end of our Shackleton presentation. We hope you enjoyed it. And for more details, just have a look at our slideshow that we'll upload on Vula, as well as the video links that we'll post. Thank you.